Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to build and release iOS apps. But again, this is not releasing to the public. It's just at least to be able to build and run on an iOS simulator. Now, be warned that this is the section for Mac users. If you're not a Mac user, this is not going to be helpful to you because iOS only runs on Mac. Now, I do understand that there are a lot of hacks out there for you to run iOS, Mac apps on any different platform, but I'm not going to endorse those because in my opinion, it's just more headaches and more frustration than you need to go through. So if you are interested in building iOS apps, I would really recommend that you buy a Mac. That is just the way to go if you want to build iOS apps. Build and release iOS apps. For that, as I mentioned earlier, you will need to install Xcode. Xcode is the main editor, code editor, but not just a code editor, is what they call an integrated development environment, which means it has all the tools one needs to build macOS and iOS apps. So Xcode must exist on your Mac for this to work. So go ahead and install Xcode. And if you want to release your applications, your iOS apps to the masses, or even to be able to install on your device, you will need to have a developer's account with Apple. You can search that and find all that information. Assuming you have all that set up, Xcode and so forth, we're gonna have to do the same thing we did with Android if you've been following us along, which is to add Google services into the project. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the whole process because it's fun and it's easier to explain. All right, let's do this.